All right, hello again. This is Bob, and today I am making a quick video where I'm going to, or where I did, redraw an image from Archie Comics' The Shield #1 by Rob Liefeld. I never owned the comic, but I've read several articles about it. What is it, controversy or whatever, that Liefeld had quit the comic after issue #1 because of a leak in the story or something like that, or somebody did an alternate cover and he didn't appreciate that it kind of blew some secret or something like that that was in the book. But I've seen like a bunch of the images from that book, and it just destroys me. So as you can see here, I replicated the image the way I would have done it in my book, if it was me drawing it. But also keeping what he did so that, the images are similar. So you can see, like, you know, the issues that took place or whatever. And again, I'm not a perfect artist, but I will say that the drawing I did here took about an hour. Now, it is a rough sketch. I did not ink it or go through, and, I'm sure there's probably some mistakes on my end or whatever. But, like, I had pointed out before that Liefeld generally tends to put the person in front to be much smaller than the person in the back, which is the reverse of what it would be normally. To show perspective or to show distance, the person in the background would be smaller because they're farther away. But in this image, it seems that he followed that guideline. But these people, I guess, are standing on the same plane, and maybe the person. I mean, if you look at their feet, okay, they're standing like right next to each other, and I can only assume that. And I don't know these characters. I only know it from. I found the actual page with the dialogue and captions on there, and recreated that. So apparently, the person in the background here is Dusty Simmons, who was a boy detective, but now is a current Crusaders liaison. So I'm thinking that Liefeld drew him just smaller to show that he was like a younger guy, or just, he was supposed to be shorter because at a time he was a sidekick. I'm assuming it's what I'm getting from the dialogue, is that he was a sidekick or whatever, and now he's, I don't know, grew up to be, something else. He's no longer like a superhero or a sidekick or whatever. Now he just does the you know grunt work, as it were, paperwork for the Crusaders. So, she stands a good 2 feet taller than him. And, I found another image of Liefeld Captain America, where Captain America is clearly 4 or 5 feet taller than another person. This made no sense that this other character is a 70-year-old 10-year-old. I don't know. He looks like he's supposed to be old. He has gray hair or whatever, but he's the size of a 10-year-old. Is it like, that thing that, there's something out there that prevents somebody from growing up the way that someone normally would, with Gary Coleman, or would, the one actor who played Webster had, whose name escapes me at the moment. Is it supposed to be that? Because I doubt that's what it's supposed to be. It's just, I don't know. I can't, for the life of me, come up with anything other than he drew it. Then he drew the other person because he didn't know how to draw anything to scale. And he's like, well, it's good enough because I will never erase and I have a deadline to hit. So I just left it that way. And it was probably the same thing here with Archie Comics' The Shield, because, again, we're looking at somebody who, I circled all the things that I would have an issue with. The fact that the thighs are too long, the calves are too short, the knees should be higher, the hands should be lower because they should come mid thigh, but they only come down to like the hips. The head on the front character is bigger, so like that's another thing. Like if you're drawing somebody that's taller, their head usually isn't bigger. The human head for everyone is around the same size. Okay, so if somebody's bigger, it's their head isn't bigger too. It's just not the way it is or whatever. But that's the way he'll draw it. So, again, here Dusty Simmons in a suit. Okay, so Liefeld has never seen a pair of shoes before in his life, and that's amazing because I've seen him wear shoes, so he should know what shoes look like. But when you see how he draws them here in this picture for Dusty Simmons, where I don't know, his suit pants are like this is like what a 5 year old would draw if you asked them to draw, somebody in a suit. There's so much wrong here from this character's left shoulder to how he's standing. Why is he leaning back? To the feet just being like these horse hooves. Is he a satyr? Is he not a human? Does he have horse hooves? I've never read The Shield before, so I don't know if Dusty Simmons is a mythological creature or if he's human and he's wearing what Liefeld feels are like, business casual shoes or something like that. Or I don't know. It's driving me insane because they look like horse hooves. He's wearing bell bottoms. His pants, kind of don't gather at the bottom. He doesn't know how fabric flows or wrinkles, and he never bothered to learn. And it just drives me insane. He will never look at a reference image for any reason. And unless that reference image happens to be from another comic book so that he can do however you want to say this. He can swipe it or he homages it. However you want to look at it, it's whatever. That's not the point of what, this video is. So if he's swiping something, then he can generally tend to get it, to look like the way the other artist drew it. Basically because he's just copying that image. I don't know if he's tracing it or just copying it. Doesn't matter. Again, the point here is, we have this character in a suit. This character looks like he should be, I don't know, in his 20s, possibly 30s. I don't know. He's wearing this suit. His left shoulder has dropped so low. I don't get how the angle is. That's another weird thing when Liefeld draws characters at this angle. And I'm going to try to put another reference image in this video so that you can see. The head always seems to be over to the side. It's never in the center of the body. It's something I noticed a long time ago when he first started, but to be honest, it was something I thought kind of looked a little cool, so I never, mentioned it or anything. But with this image, you can plainly see like what is up with this left shoulder here. Again, Dusty Simmons' knees, or just the leg shape, like is he losing balance here because his feet are perfectly placed together? It doesn't look like they can separate, and he's doing this weird lean back. I don't know. It's just so. So what I did was I drew the same image the way that I would draw it. This took me, I don't know, 45 minutes to do. I even added a background. While it's not much, it provides some kind of setting. I'm assuming that they're in some kind of government facility or some kind of office complex or whatever. Where I don't even know who this superhero is that's standing here. I don't know who she is. Again, I'm only going off of the one page that I saw where they're kind of floating. So Liefeld will refuse to draw a background no matter what. He leaves that up to his colorist. And then the colorist is like, well, I have no idea where they are. So I'm just going to put some kind of wavy American flag in the background. I don't think I was given a note on where they are or, should I just like make an office building or anything like that. It's just, no, doesn't matter. We'll just guess. I guess it's never, important that we know where a character is or anything like that. So, I even added like, what I thought they would be at. I still made Dusty shorter, uh, but not that much shorter. She's still, more powerful, more imposing superhero type character, while he looks like somebody who kind of grew up. I still gave him kind of a youngish looking face, maybe not even 30 yet. I don't know again what's going on here, but that's what I did. So I don't know. Again, it's just this took me 45 minutes to do, and I didn't put my heart and soul in it or anything like that. I just, was like, this is, if I can do this, and I am not what anybody would consider to be a professional comic book artist, this person who's getting paid just tons of money to draw these books should put that kind of effort in. And again, you know, uh, this is a person where everybody's like, oh, he has such a love of comics and this and that. And again, I argue that he does not. He does not have a love of comics. It is the only thing he can do. Okay, it is something where it's like, everybody else has kind of progressed in their career. You know, if you look at the other Image founders or whatever, everybody had much more success than Rob Liefeld did. Jim Lee is president of DC Comics. Tom McFarlane still makes Spawn. Has his own toy company. Like he's killing it. Eric Larson. Okay, all Eric Larson's ever wanted to do is make comics, and I honestly believe that he was created in a lab by scientists to create the perfect comic book writer and artist, and that is what he was born to do, and that is what he will do until he dies. But even he ran Image Comics for a time before he's like, I don't want to do this. I want to draw comics. I don't want to do this other thing. You know, so like everybody else has progressed. Everybody else had just what I would consider to be a greater success with their books. And they can kind of write their own ticket as to what they want to do with their lives. Whereas he now is like, you hear these things where it's like, oh, he's got, another movie thing maybe coming up, or, you know, nothing has ever come close to being made for a movie. In the 90s, you would hear how he's talking to Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg to make an Extreme Universe movie or something like that. Nothing ever comes from it. We never even got the Youngblood cartoon. Okay, so everybody else got a cartoon for all of their properties. He didn't even get a cartoon for his or whatever. So, like, the only thing he could do is draw comics. And, he does have his following, so I guess that's why people still kind of hire him to do comics. But the love of comics that he once had, it's gone. I don't see that love. I don't see that care. He could talk about it in his podcast or anything like that all he wants, but the proof is in the pudding. We're looking at it. This is how much care he puts into something. I will not draw a background. I will have my colors do the heavy lifting for everything. I will not learn to draw a helicopter. I will not learn to draw shoes. I just won't put in that effort to produce something of a higher quality in a genre that I love. So I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So again, that's kind of why I drew the thing that I drew. It's because I do love comics too. And I have tried all my life to break into the comics industry. And it is not a thing that's ever happened. I am constantly told that I have no idea how to draw or anything like that. So I do the indie comic thing. No, nothing was going to stop me from drawing comics. I really, really kind of bit down on it in the past couple of years. I do have some published books out there. But it's something I love to do. Even if I'm bitching about it, it's something that I love and something I can't give up on. Okay. For me, drawing comics is the best success I will ever have in this, because I know I will not be picked up by any kind of comic publisher or anything, to do anything that would be considered more professional. But, again, it's what it is. So yeah, you could say I'm jealous, and I am. I wanted to do this all my life, and I've, put my heart and soul into it and everything, and I don't think I'm that bad of an artist. But when I see this person here who's just like, fuck it, I don't care. You're going to get what you're going to get. You're going to pay me, and if you don't do everything exactly the way I say it, I'm going to quit. And, that's it. If you don't like what I produce, I'm going to ban you or block you from any kind of social media. I'm sorry. I don't understand how he's able to still achieve anything that he is able to achieve here with that kind of attitude. And, you know, if I interviewed for a job with that kind of attitude, I would not get the job. Yet he seems to. I mean, maybe he's still bringing in that kind of money when he produces a comic. I don't know. I'm not hearing that. Uh, of all the people out there who talk about Liefeld or whatever, I'm not. You know, yeah, you have his supporters or whatever, but like I feel like they're few and far between. As opposed to the other people. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just wanted to kind of point out, like, what I was able to do in a short amount of time and how, I don't know, I was able to add more than what he did with this. I even added the dialogue that was on here. I did all of that myself for the lettering and everything. So, I don't know. That's it. Um, I don't expect anybody to really like this video. I don't know what I was doing here. It was more of a rant, I guess. So you don't have to like this video, and I doubt I'm going to get a subscriber from this. That's no big deal. My channel's been doing okay, in my opinion. It's cool. I thank everybody who's liked and subscribed. I sincerely hope you guys enjoy my videos when I'm talking about comics, but I don't know. It was just today I was in a mood, and this is what I ended up doing. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.